Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom. Today we are making a 4th of July themed bracelet. This is called Freedom Pops. I love it. It is a variation of my Twisted Barbz bracelet, so you will probably see a resemblance, but I can't stop making it, and it is a lot of fun. So you can definitely play around with how and where you lay certain colors to get it to look a little bit different. We're going to make this one here today. So I am going to show you a full-length bracelet, but if you only have one loom, you can still make it. You'll just have to add an extension on. So for today, we're going to need 121 bands. That includes 52 of the red, 23 of the white, 23 of the glitter blue, and 23 of this glow clear white looking band. You also need one C-clip for closing it up. So let's get those supplies ready and let's get started. So to make this bracelet, you do need to have at least one loom and you want it in a staggered setup. But to avoid an extension and to get a full-length bracelet, you need two looms and you're going to have it connected one in front of the other, which is what I'm going to do today. If you do only use the one loom though, I will tell you how far down the loom to go. So we're going to start by choosing these red bands. And we're going to be starting by laying a loose one on the center for closing it at the end. From the center, we'll go out to the left and the right. And now we're going to lay the borders going down. So we're just going to go straight down each side. For one loom length, I lay 11 of these straight ones and then you'll bring it in at the end. For two loom lengths like I'm using, we're going to lay 23 of these straight ones and then we're going to bring it in at the end. So for two looms, you should have one empty pin. Okay, so I did go ahead and jump ahead. This is what it's going to look like when you bring it in at the end. So for two looms, you should have one empty pin in the center. If you're using just one loom, you should have gone all the way down to the end. So we're going to come back down to the beginning. I did push mine down, by the way. And now we're going to start laying the bands that are glow in the dark on here. They look kind of white on screen, but they surround right here the blue band. We're going to be laying these as horizontal bands across every row like that. So laid it on the first row, come up to the next, stretch it straight across. We're going to keep doing that all the way down the loom. The only row we're not going to do this on is the very last one. So we'll go ahead and continue getting these laid. After I get all mine done, I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so I'm at the end of my loom and I just want to show you this last row right here is the one that we are not laying one on. So once you have them all on, push them down some. We're going to come back to the beginning. We're going to start laying some cat bands. So on this bracelet here, I used all blue glitter. They're all cat bands, and that's what I'm going to lay right now. But if you wanted a different look, you could choose a different one right now. I alternated 2 colors of cat bands there and 3 on this one. So it's up to you. We're going to start on the right pin and put a cat band. It's just a regular one wrapped around twice. On the next row, we have to alternate sides. So we'll come down to the second pin and wrap the cat band on that one. Come on to the right side for the next one. And the left side for the one after that. And we'll just keep going back and forth like that, zigzagging back and forth. So we are going to do this on every row except the very last one, just like the last round. So go ahead and get all your cat bands on and I will meet you back here. So once you have all your cat bands on, you can see that the last one should end on the right side. We're not laying anything on the last row, so just remember that. Once you do this, we're going to actually turn our loom around and we're going to temporarily loop out the bands that we just laid. Out of the cat band, we're going to loop the horizontal bands. So grab your hook. Starting on this first row where the cat band is, mine is on the left now, we're going to push back the cat band, grab the horizontal band, and loop it to the right. It's going back to the pin that it was coming from. The next one is going to be on the opposite side, so I'll go to the right this time, push back the cat band, and loop the horizontal to the opposite side. You're just going to zigzag back and forth and keep going into the cat band and looping this band out. We're going to do that all the way up the loom. When I originally designed this, I had initially did it with this clear band as double band. But the more I made it, so if anyone wants to try that, you can get an idea of the difference of how it looks, because it does change the look a little bit. But I ended up liking it a little better with it being a single band. So I'm going to go ahead and get these looped out, and then I'll meet you guys back here. Alrighty, so just hit the pause button until you're caught up. I have all of mine looped out. So we do have to lay one more layer of bands, and we do not actually have to turn the loom back around. You can keep it facing this way. We're going to lay another layer of horizontal bands right on top of the bands that we've already laid. So make sure you did push your last round down. I am going to be choosing white for this layer, and it's these bands. They make like a swoop, and they do zigzag like that. So if you wanted to use more than one color, I'm going to use all white. Starting on the very top row right here, just going to lay it straight across. Come down to the next row and do the same thing. We're going to do this on every row that has these bands, which means the last row will not have it. So I'm just going to keep doing that down the loom. So once you're done laying them, we're going to come to the beginning. And remember, don't lay any horizontal on that last one there. We're going to grab one more of the first color. We're going to place a regular cap band on the center. We're going to grab our hook and we're ready to start looping. We're not going to actually start looping out of there, though. We have to flip some bands over. So we need to flip the red borders, and we're going to be zigzagging up because we're not flipping every single one. So on this first row right here, we're going to come to the right side. We're grabbing the back side of this red band right here, and you're flipping it over and sitting it inside like that. So we're done on this row. We're going to come up to the next row, and this time we're going to flip the left side. So I'm going to grab the red border right here. It's not the very last band, it's the second to last band. You're going to pull it over the pin and sit it inside. So this is the row we were on. Come up to the next one and do the right one. We're going to stagger it like that, going all the way up. So I did the right one. I'm going to come up to my next row and grab the left one. We're going to keep going right and left all the way up until all of these borders are flipped over. So this is what it looks like once you reach the top. We're going to come on back down to the beginning. This time we're going to flip the cap bands over. So on the same row that we flipped our first red one, right here, locate your cap band, and sometimes it can be confusing, so hopefully you remember what color cap band you used. It's going to be on the left side for the first one. So it's the second layer on this pen. Grab the whole cap band, lift it up and over, and release it like that. This next one's going to be on the right side, so I'll grab my cap band there and flip that up. If for some reason the cap band ends up sliding under the band that you flipped over, don't worry about that, it's okay. It usually doesn't, but just in case it does, I don't want you to worry about that. So I'll come up to my next row and flip my cap band over. And remember, you're going to be going right and left since we staggered the cap bands. So right now, we're just getting them all flipped over. Alrighty, so I did go ahead and jump ahead. Once all of your cap bands are flipped, this is what it looks like. We're going to come back down to the beginning, but you do want to push down, specifically the white horizontal bands. Make sure they're pushed down a little bit so you have room for the next part. We're going to come to the first row that has those layer of bands on it, and we're going to come on to the right side. We need to grab the second band down, and we're going to loop it over to here. We're not going inside the pin. We have to grab it from right here. So this is my second band. You're going to lift it up and over the pin and stretch it over and connect it like that. If your bands right here are not sitting exactly like that, do not worry, because sometimes it pops out, and that's okay. Because when we take it off of the loom, it isn't going to stay like that. So we're going to come up to the next row, but this time it's going to be on the left side. But it is going to still be the second band. So we're just going to grab that from the outside, bring it over the pin, and stretch it over here. That's what we're going to do all the way up. Grab the second band over here and bring it over. We're going to do that going all the way up the loom. Okay, so I am going to be a little bit ahead of you guys, so hit the pause button until you're caught up. This is what we're looking like. We're going to come back down, and all we have left to do is the border, which is very easy. So we're going to come down to the cap band, the center cap band, and we're going to loop the first bands out. So we'll go diagonal to the left and diagonal to the right. And now we need to loop the borders going straight up. So I'll do the left side with you, and then you guys can do the right. We're just literally grabbing the bottom band and looping it straight. Go into that pin, get in front of all the layers, grab the bottom, and loop it straight. That's what you're going to do going all the way up. This part's very quick. So I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of that done, and then you will have to also come back down and loop the right side up the same exact way, and I'll meet you guys at the top. So once both borders are looped all the way up and you're at the top, just bring both of these top bands into the middle. Like so. And now grab that loose band. We're going to bring both ends together, and that's what you're going to C-clip. Okay, so when you guys take it off of the loom, sometimes it usually falls into place really nicely, but sometimes the bands that sit on top of the cap band is too closed, or even the cap band might be too tucked. So you may have to sometimes grab the cap band and pull up on it. Let me find a better one. Like here's one right here. That clear band should be more separated. So I just pull up on the cap band so that it separates. So just locate that cap band and your C-clip. Clip both ends together. Alrighty, so that is how you complete my Freedom Pops bracelet. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little fun 4th of July themed bracelet. I really enjoyed it. I hope to see some of yours. Don't forget, if you do have the ability, to tag me on Facebook or Instagram. But that is going to be it for today, you guys. I thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Bye.